Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
The girl's gotta have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, I feel so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. You know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com, where we guarantee your sex life will improve if you listen to this show every week. We've got 3 shows a week. We appreciate all of our Friends with Benefits members. We'd love you to become a Friends with Benefits member. Just go to the website. We'd love your support. We need your support. We appreciate everyone. And thanks for listening to the show. Okay, today's show is about how to successfully date online. We have got the founder of okCupid, Sam Yagen. We're going to be talking to him in a little bit. okCupid has just taken off. In the last few years, it's become like a really popular dating site. And for mostly younger people, I'm thinking, people in their 20s and 30s. I'm not positive. That's what we've heard. We're going to talk to Sam about that. And so we're going to be telling you about the right things to do, what not to do. And we'll also be talking a little bit about Valentine's Day, because we've been talking Valentine's Day the last few days, because as you know, Valentine's Day is coming up shortly, and we hope that you'll all visit adamandeve.com. If you're like, oh, damn, Valentine's Day, really? Go to adamandeve.com right now, and you can totally order stuff and get it there on time for Valentine's Day. If you enter coupon code Emily, you get discounts, you get a free gift, you get free shipping. You get the Kim Kardashian sex DVD. I don't know if you want it or not, but you get it, and I think it's awesome. I've never seen it. I actually am thinking of ordering something just to get the DVD, but they've got tons of stuff. I recommend, if you're a dude and you're looking for a present for your girlfriend, I love the vibrating panties. Adam and Eve has these vibrating lace panties that are perfect for Valentine's Day. Basically, they have a secret pocket in the panties that hide a little vibrating bullet. And then the guy, your partner, you can control the panties. So she can be walking around, you can be at a party, and then like the panties can start vibrating. And It's a fun thing to do all around. We'll talk more about that in a little bit because I have a story about my own vibrating panty story, which I will tell you. And so, then our Valentine's Day contest. Spread the love with Sex with Emily. Go to our website for details. Basically, just follow us on Facebook and Twitter, which is Sex with Emily. And all you got to do is like us, retweet us, reshare us. And we have got so many gifts in our office, so many prizes to give away that we have to give them away. So you got to enter the contest. It's like you can't walk through our office because there's so much stuff going on there. So everyone should check that out. And I'm looking forward to Valentine's Day, kind of, sort of. I'm not a huge Valentine's Day person because I think every day should be Valentine's Day. But remember, it is a time to do something special with your partner. And we've been giving you lots of tips this week, and we'll continue on tomorrow's show as well as next week's shows, just up until Valentine's Day, so you're all prepared and ready to go. So, okay, is the camera on both of us here? This is Steve.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. So, you can also watch the show. Steve is a new intern. He's our male intern.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel being with all these women all the time? Are you having
right.
fun?
Yeah, you guys haven't picked on me too much, so.
Just wait.
Okay.
We're being nice to you the first weeks.
Okay, easing me in.
Yeah,
okay.
we're easing you into it, but then who knows what's going to happen. So we've got a little bit of sex in the news here. Okay, condoms give new meaning to knockoff Louis Vuitton bags. So I guess an artist from the Republic of Georgia has designed and is now selling condoms wrapped in Louis Vuitton signature packaging without the consent of the handbag company, so they're going to get sued soon. Bottom line, they're $68. Who the hell is going to pay $68 for a condom that's going to last about 8 minutes? Hopefully longer, but let's be honest, some guys, it's longer. Who's going to pay?
Girls like the company.
They like it. They're like, ooh, he's got a Louis Vuitton condom.
Yeah.
He must be good in bed. Like, they don't even care if you're good in bed because you have a
No.
Louis Vuitton condom. You think that's what it is?
It depends on the girl. And also, yeah.
There
it
are
goes
label
to-
whores. There are label whores out there.
Sure. If you leave the receipt out.
Right. They're like,
show that
oh,
you
my
paid
God.
$68
This
for
is
this
the
round.
most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Okay, proceeds go to AIDS. I appreciate that. Blah, blah, blah. But
It-
I'm
it's
not
weird.
impressed with the guide. But like, just give me the $68, okay? Okay, 80% of single women admit to having sent themselves flowers on Valentine's Day. A recent survey of Date.com has shown that 75% of women have at one point invented a pretend Valentine. Of those women, 80% have ordered themselves flowers and 13% have bought themselves boxes of chocolate and signed them from a made-up secret admirer. Who does this? Who are these people? I mean, I guess because they're feeling really bad and they want to impress their office mates or their friends or whatever. But
Yeah.
I just think that you shouldn't get all tripped up about Valentine's Day. I don't know. It kind of makes me sad.
I wouldn't even release those results if I was Date.com.
I know.
Really
It's kind of
ruined my
sad.
morning.
It does ruin my morning too. I just feel like, but I guess a lot of women really take it at heart. And I just think if you are single on Valentine's Day, we've talked about that a little bit on yesterday's show, and we'll be talking about that next week. But if you're single on Valentine's Day, it's a day of love. You can love yourself. It's okay to buy yourself something, but sign the card from yourself. Be like, I just bought myself some flowers.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with being single and being alone on Valentine's Day.
Don't
Like,
send it to the office, too.
to the
That's weird.
office, right?
Yeah.
That is weird. Oh my God, it's from Jack.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone in the office knows that you're not dating.
Well,
so
you think they're going to ask you the next day, how was your date with Jack? And you gotta,
exactly.
It just
Then it
keeps
goes,
going
keeps
on and on
going.
and on.
It's
Yeah.
going. It's like, oh, what's Jack doing for your birthday? What's Jack doing for Christmas? I just think it's
Then you're leading a double life, and it's just
just not good for anyone.
Yeah.
I totally agree. So, but that just shows how much women. So if you are dating someone right now and you are in a relationship, a lot of women do. I would ask her beforehand what she wants because there's a lot of women, and I have friends like this. They get bummed out if they get the wrong gift or the wrong thing happens to them on Valentine's Day. I've not been that person, but I think. Do I want to say the majority of women? I want to say a lot of women are expecting some serious Valentine's Day stuff going on, right? Has that
Yeah.
been your experience with women? They want stuff?
With me, I think February and March are sort of like the Bermuda Triangle in my love life. Like
Yes.
nothing ever happens then.
Oh,
so
that's
I've
smart.
avoided,
So you've saved a lot of money.
Yeah, I have.
Think of all the money you've saved on
Sure.
Valentine's Day dinners. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
When I sense a birthday coming up, I got to run too.
You got to run. Break up
Yeah.
with her like a week before. I broke up
Yeah.
with a guy once on his birthday, which I'm not proud of. It was a long time ago, and I just
Was it like a decade birthday? Was it a big birthday, or was it just a throwaway one?
No, I think it was a throwaway birthday. So it wasn't. Yeah, he might have been turning 26, but I feel bad. I felt bad about it afterwards, but it just it was just we got in a fight and it was timing and it was his birthday. I dumped him on his birthday, but I'm sorry if you're listening. I doubt that he's listening. Courtney Cox is not ready for post-divorce sex. So on the Howard Stern show this morning, Courtney Cox spilled the beans about the whole lot of nothing that has made her up her post-divorce sex life. Since her breakup with David Arquette in March 2011, she admitted she's only had one makeout session. No guy has asked me out. It just makes me nervous. I don't like going out in general. In general, I have sexual feelings, and there's ways to deal with that. She means she's playing with a vibrator. Is that what she means? Or masturbating?
Sure.
So that's good. She's taking care of herself, just like you all should do if you're alone on Valentine's Day. But I'm surprised Courtney Cox isn't like hooking up with Hollywood.
Are you think guys are scared of her? Or?
I don't know. Do you think she's a little intimidating?
Yeah, I've never met her.
Right,
Sure
but if you
nice.
see her, like what you know of her, if you know anything of her, I don't know.
It's probably hard to approach a celebrity if you people are probably they're like, do I say a line from Friends?
Right.
And get her attention?
Exactly.
Oh, she's probably heard that
like,
a million
hey,
times.
Monica,
What do I do?
are you
Yeah.
Monica? Right. I don't know if it's true though. I don't believe that she hasn't gotten laid since in a year. Wasn't she dating that guy from her show that she does? What's her popular show now?
Cougar Town.
Cougar Town. That is a funny show. My friend is obsessed with it, and she's like, "You got to download Cougar Town." So I watched it online, and it's funny. Have you ever seen it? No, funny, not funny. I think it's funny. Okay, deep voiced men have lower sperm count. Well, every man wishes he could sound like Don Draper. He might not want the sperm count that goes along with it. A new study has shown that higher levels of testosterone, which gives men more muscle mass, prominent jaws, and deep, sexy voices, can have adverse effects on men's sperm production. The theory is that when a man's genetics puts more energy into making him more masculine and sexually attractive, they may suffer deficiencies in other areas such as sperm count. That is surprising. That is actually big news because you think all the women are going for the Don Drapers, but then you might not get pregnant or whatever. I mean, it might be a problem.
Sounds like a big problem.
Sounds like a big problem there, Steve. I never noticed you talk like that. Oh, my God. Okay. So, but that is a really interesting thing because the women are going for the hot, hunky guys and they might not be able to get pregnant. No babies. That is a good study, though. Very important study. Okay. Half of women carry sexy underwear in their handbags just in case. Just in case of what? A survey of single British women has found that 43% of ladies make sure they have a pair of sexy underwear in their purses just in case a date goes better than expected. It would appear that most women have learned from the embarrassment of Bridget Jones, whose granny panties were exposed during a hot date.
Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, I think I do remember that scene.
Yeah.
She was on a date, and then they started
Her
filling
pants
around.
kind of come down, and she's got the big...
Oh, right, the big panties?
Yeah.
I've had issues like that where I wouldn't shave or I wasn't happy with what underwear I was wearing, and I think I just didn't go there. But I never think to carry them around because then they're going to fall out because my purse is always like dumping on the ground.
Oh, you got to be careful.
Right.
Zip it
The
up.
only time I have underwear in my pants, the underwear in my bag is when I sleep over at a guy's house and then I don't feel like putting them on and then I put them in my bag and then take them to work the next day. Does anyone ever do that? You probably don't
I do
do
all the
that.
time, yeah.
Do you have underwear in your bag right now?
I actually have some socks in there,
You do?
but I think that's because I forgot to take them out.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I don't know if girls notice socks.
No, they
much?
don't.
Okay.
Not as much. Not as much. So that's what we got for some sex in the news for you all today. That was very prolific, sex in the news. And, okay. We've got some emails for you from feedback@sexwithemily.com. You know, you can always email us at feedback@sexwithemily.com, or you can also go to our website and there's an Ask Emily button there that you can just click and send away your questions. And if you're a Friends with Benefits member, we answer your emails right away. So it's like, I'm like your on-call sex therapist. That's what it is if you become a Friends with Benefits member, which we hope you all do. Okay, emails. Orgasm Enhancing Cream. Emily, longtime podcast listener and first-time email. I'm also a Friends with Benefits member. I bought your hot sex book for my wife of 30 years and me to study together. It's really enhanced our relationship, and I thank you and Jamie for writing it. It's helped us move away from the more vanilla aspects of our sex life and gave her new choices. Now my question. On the Freaky Friday show with Jamie, you tried an orgasm enhancing cream, I believe, called Shenga or something like that. I've been trying to guess how to spell it and find it on the interweb. Can you help? Thanks again, and thanks for keeping our married life alive. Brad from Beaverton, Oregon. He's a premium Friends with Benefits member. I love this email. Okay, it's called Shunga Enhancement Cream. It's Shunga. It took us a while to find that, so we just found that out. We were looking for that. So, Brad, first of all, thank you so much. I wrote this book, so this is another great Valentine's Day present, and I'm not just saying it because I wrote it. However, my book, Hot Sex, Over 200 Things You Can Try Tonight, you can buy it on Amazon and some local bookstores. It's a really friggin' good book. Like, I know I wrote it and you're like, yeah, whatever. But it's like, seriously, 200 things that you can try that are not difficult. You don't have to be able to flip your leg over your neck and do weird shit. It's like, seriously, like little tiny things that you can do to spice up your relationship, just like Brad and his wife who spiced up their book. So that makes me so happy. That this email makes me happy that they read my book and it's enhancing their sex life. Because that's why Jamie and I wrote it. We actually had dinner last night. We're going to write a second book.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. It's all for men.
Brad, get ready.
It's for all for men. So Brad, wait for that. And I hope, try the Shunga Enhancement Cream. What happened was, Steve, this was before your time.
Right.
But Jamie, my co-author,
BS
came
era.
in.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It was very dark. But Jamie, my co-author of my book, came in and she had this Shunga Enhancement Cream for women that's just to help you. You might have felt left out this day because we all actually put it on.
Oh, okay.
We didn't get naked. We just stuck our hands on our pants and put it down on us.
Man.
And it was tingly, right? It was a tingly kind of sensation. Yeah. And it's supposed to enhance women's orgasms. I didn't have an orgasm. I just did the show. So, I just felt tingly the whole time and kind of excited. But
it was like icy hot.
It was icy hot. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It was kind of like that. And I guess what it does is the blood, it helps engorge your clitoris. So the blood rushes to it and it helps you enhance orgasms. I actually want to try it during sex. So I haven't done that yet, but I'm glad you brought that up. So thanks, Brad. And that is Shunga. So try that out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dear Emily, this is about younger women. I've recently become interested in a younger woman. Long story short, she's in high school, but when I met her online, her profile said she was 19. So I assumed college. Note, she's not 19, but she is legal.
She had dropped out.
You do the math, she's 18, right? Huh. It doesn't really bother me, but she's in high school. It doesn't bother me that she's in high school, but I am worried about her parents. I don't want to be that creepy old guy, 26 years old, but I don't want to let a good girl go just because of some stupid social convention. Signed, Doug.
Right.
Doug, I'm afraid you are that creepy older guy.
That is, yeah.
She's in high school. You went to college. You did beer bongs. You've lived a life, and she's she's a cheerleader or something.
The first part of the email sounds like an excuse on To Catch a Predator.
I know.
She said she was older.
She said she was older, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He says, I've recently become interested in the younger. I don't know. I mean, that 7 years is not. This is the thing. 7 years is not a big age difference when you're like in your 20s. Mm-hmm. Like if I was 22 and I was dating a 29-year-old, that wouldn't be so weird.
Yeah.
But when she's 18 and he's 26.
Got to go to prom and stuff.
Yeah, he's going to have to go to the prom and rent a tux.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
He's going to have to read all the yearbook entries.
Yeah, he doesn't even ask me a question here. He's just letting me know. So I got nothing to say to you, David. Doug, all I got to say to you is that you are that creepy guy. No, I'm just worried about, like, why do you let... I mean, of course, men love beauty. Men love youth.
Sure.
Have you ever dated anyone younger? A lot younger?
No, like 2 years, I think.
2 years. That's about what you do at that age. You date maybe when you're a sophomore, you date a senior or whatever, but you're freshman, you date a junior.
Yeah, I was still, like, freaking out that I would make references that would go over her head.
Right. You probably would.
Yeah.
Because
a little much.
Right, exactly.
It's like, oh, you don't remember that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode when I was 6 and you were 4? Okay,
exactly.
we can't be together.
Right. So, no, and she's legal. I don't know. That worries me, Doug. I would just keep looking. And I want to say that today, just to refresh, we are going to be talking to Sam Yagen in a little bit, the founder of okCupid, which is a super uber popular online dating site right now. We're going to give you all the tips how to successfully date online. Okay. Oh boy.
It's a big one.
It's a long email, huh? Okay. Reasons for getting separated. Hi, Emily. I separated with my husband because after 12 years with my husband, I am 30, he is 38, I got bored with our sex life. He would usually get on F me, orgasm, and maybe finish me with his fingers or tongue. When I grew up, I realized there was more there than simply having sex and deciding to ask for it. My husband declined to have a 3-person boy or girl join us in bed. Didn't like me taking pole dancing lessons. Didn't want to go to the sex shop to buy anything for me. Didn't want to buy any sex toys online. Refused to kiss me before sex. He said that only happened in the movies. And did not support my idea to go and see girls dancing naked. Huh. He wouldn't shave his pubic hair. I haven't seen his balls in the longest time. Today I find myself separated, not knowing how to kiss anyone because I haven't French kissed a person in more than 10 years. And with an unbelievable feeling of guilt in my heart. I left 2 months ago, found someone else but maybe the separation is my fault. Do you think bad sex is definitely a good reason to separate? Ellen in Vancouver, Canada. Wow, Ellen. Okay, so here is the thing. I feel like you dodged a bullet. I'm glad you got out of this relationship because you were together for 12 years and you did all the things that I would recommend that someone does. And I would say sex toys. I would say you have a threesome. I would say, make out more because, the first thing that goes with couples is eventually they stop making out. But the fact that you're asking him to make out and he wouldn't make out, I think, Ellen, what you're experiencing right now is just a little like, since you're alone for the first time in 12 years and you're starting to date, it's really hard. My friend has a site that I was going to mention actually on today's show. It's called divorcedatingtips.com. And it helps people going through divorce because you really are out of the game. It's like you don't have the muscles anymore. Like you kind of haven't been exercising your dating or obviously your kissing muscles for a while. So I would just stick with it for a little bit. And I know that you have a feeling of guilt in your heart and you might feel like regret. But I do believe that it sounds to me like you tried everything and that you were right to leave. And soon you're going to find someone and you're going to have rockin' banging sex and you're going to feel amazing. And I feel like you did the right thing. It just sounds like maybe he was depressed or he had stress levels.
Yeah.
She did all these things.
The not shaving the balls rule and stuff.
Shave your friggin' balls. If your girl wants you to shave your balls, shave your balls. What?
Yeah. He's got some dark secrets, I think, that she never
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think so, too. I mean, he just want to buy sex toys online.
It's like you.
And he doesn't want you to, he would get on you, F you, orgasm, and finish you with his fingers tight. That's just so lame. No kissing.
No shaving.
No kissing, no shaving, no biting, no licking.
Yeah.
No balling. I don't like this guy. Ellen, you're going to be totally fine. And I get that it's hard. And I'm just saying that you will get through it. You're going through the early stages. And I do think that bad sex is a good reason to separate. And I only think, okay, this was her question. Do I think bad sex is a good reason to separate? I believe that if you try everything and nothing works to get it better, then it's a good reason to separate. However, if it's just bad and you don't try and you dump them, I think you always have to try. Like whether you go to a sex therapist or a regular therapist or you talk about it, you've always got to try. Because don't leave at the first sign of bad sex. Because bad sex can get better. But if it just stays bad and you tried all these things, it's been 12 years, I think that was a pretty good, you had a good information there.
Yeah.
You were patient. 12 years of, God, no hairy balls. Not that I care about hairy balls, but some women really do. So, okay, let's call Sam Yagen. Sam Yagen is the founder of okCupid, which is a really popular online dating site right now. It's free. There's a fast joining process, automated matching to what you want exactly. There's no ads and integrates with Facebook. And the ratio is almost 1-to-1 ratio of males to females. And I just had Tiana, who was on the show yesterday, my other intern, she just went on okCupid yesterday and she had a ball with it. Apparently the questions are amazing. Some of the they make you go, she was actually working on it too long. I was like, can you get back to work? Because some of the questions are do overweight people annoy you? Would you consider having sex in a graveyard? Yeah. Would you date someone who lives with his parents? Imagine that while passing, these are the questions that okCupid asks you when you want to register. Imagine that while passing by on a walk, you see another adult kick their dog hard. Which of the following would be your closest to your response? Isn't that funny?
It's very specific.
So it's a very specific dating site. So we're going to talk to Sam, who's ruling the online dating world right now.
What is
so
the
let's
worst
get
kind of sandwich?
That is so funny. Okay, speaker. How we do it?
Yeah. Do you want to get in?
Oh, my brother's calling me. Fuck. Sorry. Sam, it's Emily.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. We were just touting all the virtues of okCupid. It's like taking over the world or something.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. We're doing our best over here, just trying to make love.
Yes, just try to make love happen. Make love and make love happen. It's
Professional lovemaker.
yeah, you are. I mean, it's crazy. Actually, all my interns. You sure you want to come over, Kelsey? Okay, 'cause yesterday. So we were preparing for the show, and one of my interns, Tiana, she's like, "I'm going to go on okCupid, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up." And like, she was on there all day. I was like, "Can you get back to work?" Like, literally, you get sucked in and obsessed. And she was like, loved the questions that you ask. So. First, tell me how okCupid got started. There's so many dating sites out there. Like, what was your idea behind okCupid?
Well, the okCupid founders are just a bunch of math majors. There's 4 of us. We don't know anything about psychology. We don't know anything about dating. But we started a company called Spark Notes before. So we had some experience in building really great web products. But we hadn't, it's not like we'd spent a bunch of time thinking about online dating or had any kind of psychology background. But we looked at the sites that were out there, and, there were sites like Yahoo Personals and eHarmony and whatnot. And we said, look, I think we can make a site that's better. And when we think about better, we think about 3 things. We think about being cheaper, i.e. being free. We think about having an algorithm that works better. And we think, that's based on math and data rather than psychology. And then we thought dating should be fun. Dating should feel more like going to a bar than going to see your shrink. So we said if you could make a site that didn't take itself too seriously and didn't feel like you were, visiting your shrink, that'd be a much more fun experience. And so free, we want it to be free, we want it to be fun, and we want it to be effective. That was kind of our benchmark.
Okay, got it. Well, it's totally working because that's all I hear about is okCupid. Seriously. And so what makes it so so why do you think it's different? So it's unique? Because it doesn't take itself so seriously. It seems like it's just fun and people can really have fun with it. It's not like this dreaded process of your profile and doing all this stuff.
I think so many sites out there, they have this promise of, we're going to find you a soulmate. Like, just sign up for our site, we're going to look into your soul, and we're going to get you married in, 7 days or whatever. And that's not how dating works. And I think we just try not to take ourselves too seriously, and we try not to take dating too seriously, and that is, I think, what makes it feel good. And whether it's our blog, which is very tongue-in-cheek and very irreverent, or whether it's just kind of the way, throughout your use of the site, it's just, we have this tone about us that's very disarming, and we try to be funny, and, at the end of the day, you can't take dating too seriously or else you're going to cry.
Right. Well, we love your blog because you have really good tips on there and trends, like the trends of what's happening in the dating world and stuff like that. I think it's a great brand that you've built. I remember we talked a few years ago, and when I first started my show, you were starting okCupid, I think.
Yeah, totally.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you, Sam. Now, now, why do you think is it more younger people on okCupid? Like, what's the age range?
So our core is 18 to 35.
Okay.
That's really where we rock. I think hands down, we're the biggest dating site for 18 to 35-year-olds in the U.S. There are a bunch of sites that target people over 35. We have a bunch of our users are over 35, but our core is 18 to 35, which, by the way, is most people are young, right? When you think about it, because people get married and then they get old.
Right.
It's not that we skew disproportionately young. It's just we're pretty reflective of singles in America.
Oh, right. That's true of who's dating online. So give us some tips. What are some, I told people that we were going to give them the tips today for successful online dating, not, as opposed to unsuccessful online dating. What are some good... Lots of
tips for unsuccessful dating. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. What are some good... Yeah, what are your basic, profile tips?
Gosh, there are so many. I'll just start picking them off, and you guys can stop me when I get boring.
Okay.
Or ask me any follow-up questions.
We'll just hang up on you mid-sentence if you get boring.
I won't even notice. I'll just keep talking to myself here.
Okay.
One of the most important and easiest tips is when you're taking a picture, when you're choosing a picture of yourself, don't use a flash. Don't use the flash of your camera. We found that photos that have a flash make you look 7 years older. So if you're a 25-year-old woman and your picture has a flash, you'll be about as attractive as a 32-year-old woman who doesn't use a flash.
Wow.
So you want to look younger. It's a super easy thing to do, and it has a huge impact. So that's an easy place to start.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite findings because it's so easy to fix. For sticking with the photo theme, when guys are choosing their photos, they should be wary not to stare into the camera. They should look kind of off camera. And when you think about it, that's kind of true of the way the world works in a bar. If you're a guy at a bar, you don't stare at a girl. That's very intimidating and aggressive, and that's not really gonna engage her. It's gonna intimidate her. So don't look straight into the camera, guys. You should look off camera, and that's gonna be more inviting to a woman. On the other hand, when women are choosing a photo, they should look into the camera.
Wow.
And the psychology there is, of course, guys are inherently more jealous. And if a girl is sort of looking off camera, there's this immediate, wonder of, who's she looking at? She's not looking at me, and I'm just going to move on to the next.
Oh my God, that's so interesting.
Isn't that fascinating?
Fascinating.
I love it. So those are a few easy ones. I think when you're choosing your picture, I like to say that a picture's worth 1,000 words. I didn't invent that, but someone famous said that. And the concept there is you should choose pictures that start a conversation. So you want your picture to start a 1,000-word conversation. So if you just have a close-up of your face, and you should have one of those for sure, but choose photos of you doing interesting things in interesting places with interesting people, doing something that says something about you. So maybe it's you at a concert of your favorite band. Maybe it's, maybe if you, ride horses, maybe it's you riding a horse, or it's you, if you just travel somewhere interesting, it's you, somewhere, you in Paris or whatever. Those are easy ways to start a conversation. If all I see of you is just a headshot, what am I going to say?
Right.
I start that conversation.
Yeah, or how about like the ones that people drinking, like all they're doing is beer bongs in the photos? I think that's not a good idea. Like even though everyone drinks, like the guys, like the people are just like, they always got that big red cup in their hand and they're with their friends. Like I think those pictures aren't probably the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to drink, but they shouldn't all be like party photos and I'm wasted.
And I think there, it's a little bit in terms of how many pictures you have. If all you have is one picture and it's you doing a text stand, then at least know that you're sending a very specific signal of what you're doing. If you have 10 pictures up and one is you holding a glass of wine, that's probably, that sends a very different image across. So you kind of have to take all the photos together when you think of them that way.
Okay. Got it.
Those are some of my favorite photo tips.
Those are great tips. We're gonna write them on a blog today and post it. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so what about the profile? Writing
When you're looking at the profile itself, a bunch of things to think about there. The first is what I call brush your teeth and comb your hair, which is use good grammar. It sounds boring and it sounds lame, but if you don't take the time to, capitalize, and it's just simple things, capitalize your sentence, use periods, spell your words correctly. It sounds dumb, but it's just as you would never, you wouldn't go out for a big night without looking in the mirror and, making sure that you smell good and look good. Your profile is basically, how you smell. And if you don't even take the time to present yourself, in a put together way, then some people aren't going to spend the time and invest time in putting together a good letter, a good message for you. So that's just a really easy one. Just be thoughtful and be careful in how you present yourself. What we found also is the longer your profile is, the better.
The longer it is, the better?
Yeah, exactly. The more you write. So
okay.
Women, people who found a match on okCupid who ended up being in a relationship with someone, they had average profiles that were 1/3 longer than people who didn't.
Wow.
So, err on the side of giving me more. And again, the idea there is you've got to give people, just like in your photos, you want to give people that hook to start the conversation. So, write more and be specific. My favorite example is when people say they like to travel, that's one of the worst things you can put on your profile. Everybody loves to travel.
Who doesn't? Right.
And that's right. So saying that you like to travel is useless. But if you say, I like to hike in South America, that's my favorite trip. That's totally different. Now you said something really unique, and if I like that, I can be like, oh my gosh, I was hiking in South America, last month. Have you ever hiked in Africa or whatever? I can start a conversation with you if you're specific. If you're super general.
Right. Lots of details.
Exactly, err on the side of detail. Another one of my favorites is different for people who live in big cities versus people who live in rural areas, and that's on how positive versus negative you should be in your profile. So if you If you live out in the country, you want your profile to be very positive. It should be about things that you like. If you live in big cities, people are a little bit more jaded, and you can actually learn as much about someone by what they don't like. And so we found that in big cities, it's more effective to have a bunch of negatives in your profile. Tell us
Seriously?
the things that are deal breakers for you. Yeah. Tell us that you hate, this football team, or that you hate, this restaurant or whatever. That kind of strong negative information in your profile can be just as interesting and just as much of a conversation starter as the positives, but that works better for people in cities where sort of that motivation.
That is so interesting. I wonder why that is. Just because we're more, I don't know what, we're more jaded.
I think we're more jaded, and I think because there's so many more options in big cities, people tend to have more stronger feelings, things they love and things they hate. Whereas if you live in a 5,000 person town in the middle of a cornfield, you're probably everyone likes the same things. There's much more uniformity in that. Okay.
That's so interesting. So you just got to be like, I hate this and I hate that. And you know what really bugs me? When people are on the phone on the bus.
And you should still be positive. You should still include the things you like too. But again, you can take much more extreme positions if you're a city cat.
Okay, that is so interesting. I guess we're all a bunch of jaded folks here in San Francisco. I know. I understand
same here in New York.
But literally, it's so funny, Sam, because all of my interns, we did this a few months ago, and one of my interns, they all did. One of them sitting right here, Kelsey, but the first one, Michelle, when she got to the show, it was like one of their first weeks. I'm like, okay, you guys all got to date online because we're doing an online dating show. I mean, if they were all single. She met a guy in okCupid like the first week she was working for me, and they're still dating. It's been like 7 months. They're still together.
That's awesome.
I know. I love it. Do you have a lot of stories like that of like people getting married on okCupid and stuff?
Tons of stories. I mean, it's not all about marriage. That's
right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
Because we have a younger user base, a lot of people, what we'll find is true. And by the way, we get tons of marriage stories. We get baby pictures. That's weird, by the way.
Right.
Someone's like, the first time I got a baby picture, I felt almost like some kind of a god. I was like, oh my gosh, this life exists because of okCupid.
Exactly. You should feel like that. Yeah.
No. But, one thing is, we have lots of marriages, but we also just have lots of people who, especially when people move to a new town, it's fun to make any kind of friend, and really all you want to do is meet people. And so
right.
you might go on 10 dates, and even if none of them lead to marriage, that's still a great experience because you're meeting new people and you're kind of getting ingrained in the new area. Right.
I mean, that's how I feel about okCupid. It seems like it's more, and I haven't done it because I just haven't. I'm in a relationship, sort of, kind of, sometimes. But the point is that people, it seems like it's just more casual. Like it's not like as serious, that it is more like, hey, I just want to meet someone. Like maybe we'll grab a drink one night. It's not like this like.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like when a bunch of girls, have a group to a bar. Dating is, you don't want to meet guys, but that's not like, oh my God, if I don't meet a guy tonight, it's a failure. You're
right.
having fun at the bar, and that's the attitude we want to convey. Is that it's not that desperation. So many other sites, they play off this fear that you're getting old, and if you don't get married, then you're a loser. And I hate that whole psychological game of making people sort of playing off fear and desperation. And we want the opposite. We want it to be like, hey, we're out meeting people in our everyday world. We just want another way to meet people. And I think that's just such a more positive message, and I think you attract a much cooler, much more interesting group of people when you do that.
Definitely. I think that's so true. That's why I like it. You've created like this like bar online kind of for people.
If only we could figure out how to do digital booze, then we would be huge.
It's coming. I know.
I hope we invent it.
Okay. I think that's great. Any other tips for people who are just starting out? I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to see Tiana again, my other intern. She literally was like, your questions are so great. We were just reading some before we called you. Like the questions that people, how interested you be in knowing details of your partner's sexual history, and would you ever use a sex toy during lovemaking? I think it's great that you include all those questions in there. You can kind of...
Yes. And those are all things that you would totally be interested in knowing about, but it's just, you can't really ask that even on the 10th date. That's just stuff that sort of comes out over a much longer time.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're doing a great job, Sam.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. Because I remember we talked. We got like introduced by someone like years ago. But I'm a fan of it, and everyone who works with me are a fan of it, and everyone it seems that I talk to is a fan. So
Yeah, actually have a bunch of friends who go
this
on.
is Kelsey.
Hello. Just go on okCupid as like a hobby. Like we just like looking people up and like matching and seeing how they match. Like me and my girlfriends will just match each other up and see like what our percent match is. Like I'm in a relationship right now, and like both my boyfriend and I have one just because it's funny. Like it's fun. And like most of the people I know, they're like, I would never do this. I would never do this. But like it's fun, and it's just like meeting people and also just getting messages. It's nice for your ego too, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's funny because like when Tiana started yesterday, she was like, I don't know. I don't want to seem desperate. Because, you know, that used to be the stigma with online dating. And I think it's really changed now. It's like I almost don't know anybody who hasn't dated online. Like I feel like everyone has now. So that's certainly changed. And then she was just like, within like 20 minutes, she was like hooked and like sucked in, you know? It's like,
That's awesome.
yeah, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's just really appealing for like I don't want to say hipsters, but just kind of like a crowd who like considers themselves not taking them too seriously and just kind of having fun with it. I don't know. There's a bunch of people on there that just seem like, you know, there are people who definitely take themselves seriously on there, and it's kind of fun to look on their profiles and laugh about it. I know that sounds terrible, but yeah, I've had a bunch of fun with it, just getting messages and answering the questions and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that's good, Sam. You're providing entertainment. No one's working in my office anymore. They're just on okCupid. But that's cool. Thanks for nothing. No, okay, Sam. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. We'll have to get you on again soon. I know it took us a while, but I'm so glad we finally connected.
We'll do it again soon.
Okay. Thanks, Sam.
All right,
Have a great day. Bye. Sam Yagen, founder of okCupid.
that was awesome.
That was awesome because literally you can't swing a cat in this town without hearing about okCupid. Everyone talks about it. Okay, so he gave us some really good, those were some interesting tips about like the pictures and like women. I think I had read that in one of their blogs that women should be staring at the camera, looking at the camera, and men looking away. That's a very interesting, did you know that?
I didn't, but I can see how that would work that way.
Right. Okay, so a few more things that we can talk about here for a second is your first message. Like, what is the first message? Like, what about you, Kelsey? Like, did you get any good ones? Can you remember any good ones and then like the bad ones?
Yeah, there were some pretty cheesy ones like, you're a princess. I'm going to wear you like a crown.
Are you serious?
And just stuff like never tell the person that they're attractive in the first thing.
That's what they say here. Avoid physical compliments.
I do not want to be told that. Like, if you're messaging me, I'm pretty sure you think I'm hot.
Exactly. Like it's obvious you thought you were. Don't be like, hey, man, nice rack. Like, don't do anything like that.
Unless you're just having fun. I mean,
Right.
then it's still kind of offensive if you use the term rack, but it's all
Right.
good. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I would say the only people I've ever responded to are people that were super witty. I know that sounds kind of mean, but also people
No,
who
you gotta have like a little edge.
yeah, they would take like something that I said, like something I said on my profile, like an interest, and say they also had that interest, or my picture. Like he was saying, I picked a picture of me in Switzerland, actually, like just kind of. I was like laying down, and there was like mountains in the background, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh, where are you sitting in that picture?"
Oh, that
Or-
one on your Facebook.
Yeah,
I
and
love
then-
that picture of you.
There's another picture of me. It was kind of embarrassing. It was like a gnome with like a large nose, and it was kind of phallic.
Oh, good.
So I got a bunch of like messages about that, which some of them were like, "Oh my God, this is so stupid." Like, I get that it looks like a penis. I was probably subconsciously trying to tell you something that I didn't
Right.
realize. But I mean, just
So
like
you want to do something that pictures that kind of show a part of you know.
yeah, I mean, I think I did have a picture of me holding a beer. but
that's fine. I
looked
just meant when
awesome
they're
in
all,
it.
you did. I meant like the ones that are all party pics, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah, like beer bongs and weed, like an actual bong.
Right, right. You know, it's fine if you smoke weed, but just don't put it in your pictures. And you probably shouldn't do that anyway, because you might run for president one day and then you're screwed. Okay, use an unusual greeting. The way you choose to start your initial message to someone is your first impression. So the top 3 most popular ways to say hello are actually bad beginnings, they say. Hey, hello, and hi.
Yeah, just go right into the message, like go right to the point.
Yep.
And another suggestion I would have is to never try and start a meeting or like have a meeting with someone and actually meet up until you have an extensive conversation with them. Especially for people who are new to online dating, no one's going to want to like actually go out on a date with – it's hard to go out on a date with a stranger until you feel comfortable with them.
So you mean like have a lot of – talk to them on the phone actually?
Or not even talk to them on the phone, but like message back and forth for a while. Try and figure out who they are. Like I've been talking. I talked to some guys and I would message them back, and then the second they'd be like, "Let's meet up," I'd be like, "I'm out." You know,
Right.
After like maybe 10 messages back.
Because we
and
need
forth.
to feel safe, and also there is a thing about safety. Like you have to make sure that this person seems legit and they're not going to like be psycho killer. So anyway, everyone be really safe when you're online dating. And just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it personally. You know, I've had friends who've dated online and she was like, okay, she's on Match. And she was like, okay, my profile has been viewed 300,000 times. Like, it tells you how much. Do they do that on okCupid too?
They actually even tell you who's visiting your site, which I didn't realize because I felt like I was like stalking this one hipster dude. And I would like click on his profile and I'd be like, yeah, dude, this is the guy to like all my friends.
Oh, no. And then he saw that you were clicking on him a bunch?
It like pops up like, you know, like Skater Boy 25 is viewing you. So
I don't want to. I see that to me feels like then you don't have as much freedom to.
I think you can go on like private browsing or
Private
something.
browsing. I would for sure private browse. But just have fun. Hopefully this helped everyone if you want to date it online. If you're feeling like, you know, I think it's time. I don't think there's stigmas attached to it anymore. I don't think you're desperate. I just think it's like okCupid or any site that you find. It's just like you have some fun.
Yeah. And own up to it too. Like so many people, you know, right. I never do this.
Oh,
This
don't
is
ever say
so
that.
unlike me. Like, I'm not desperate like you other people. But just be like, yo, I'm having a good time. I'm online. You know, this is the modern world.
Exactly. You're online anyway, right? I mean, on Facebook or wasting time doing stuff. You might as well waste your time on okCupid.
Sounds good to me.
Or wherever. Match, whatever you want to do. eHarmony, Christian, single, Christian
J-date.
mingle. J-date, if you're a Jewish person like myself, which I've never done J-date.
Isn't there Frumster too? I heard that was pretty big.
What's
for
that
like,
for?
It's like people who are like have like a very religious and they like, I don't know. My friend is on it. She does J-date and Frumster. Her parents actually pay for her J-date and her online dating sites.
They do. They're
That's
like,
how,
we're cutting you off except for your online
she's
dating
like,
sites.
They pay for my highlights and my online dating accounts.
That's hilarious. That is funny. Well, parents, you know, they want them to hook up. So they want her to find someone. Okay, everyone. So that's what we got for today. Tomorrow's show is great. Tomorrow's show we've got a lot of Valentine's Day tips for you. We've got the Jimmy Jane founder, Ethan and Bowden, talking about fun things to do, how to play with sex toys. What else will we talk about? Sex toys and how to incorporate them into a relationship and some Valentine's Day tips. And we talk about hand jobs too, because we love hand jobs around here. And also one more thing, if you still are one of those people who have not bought your Valentine's Day gift, go to adamandeve.com. Use coupon code Emily at checkout. You will get 50% off most items. You will get free shipping. You will get the Kim Kardashian sex DVD if you want to see it or if you don't. Maybe someone else wants to see it in your family or your friends. And you get a free mystery gift.
I think we should all go into the office with the vibrating panties, including Steve.
I love the vibrating panties.
On Valentine's Day.
That is a great gift. Even you could give your lover a pair of vibrating panties. And you could, if you're taking her to dinner, that would be a great pre-dinner gift.
Yeah, or you can get the purple Venus butterfly. I wore it on the bus, actually. And
she did. One of her first weeks working for me, she wore a vibrator on the bus just to see, just cause she can. It's called the Venus butterfly. So there's
Spice things up.
Spice things up on
Commuting
the bus ride.
is so boring.
Exactly. Who needs to read on, BART when you can on the bus? When
you can read, and you can get one of those romantic, cheesy books that grandmas read. What are those romance novels?
Right, Harlequin.
Yeah. And
yeah. they still make Harlequin? Okay, so anyway, happy Valentine's Day coming up soon, everyone, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone, for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.